Welcome to second part of Irradian Awakening story. The good news is that the Hubble is kind of okay and still has her consciousness. The bad news is that her memory data is lost and scattered around in the stardust in Jushian sector. She does not show the interposition tropes, but we still have to be vigilant. We all know well too well how insidious high-order entropics can be. Part 5. Half-moon eclipse. What degree of lunar eclipse can be seen by naked eyes? Savor the hidden shadow through the lens. The highest priority? You mean that we need to retrieve Hubble's entropy core? Yes? Right, her entropy core is also somewhere around. She does not have any entropic core on her own. Correct. Acquiring her core will allow us to grasp the situation faster, both with regards to Hubble and this star sphere. Far more efficient than tracking through this place part by part. Can you manage it? I'm willing to go through with it, but what do you think, Professor? So long as Hubble is here, I don't believe it will be difficult to locate the core. Do you remember? Greater entropics respond to the cores of other entropics and can even identify their origin. With Lind, I heard. Yes, so Hubble may be able to unearn where her core is. Or at least have some way to send it. I, myself? Hubble, you might not mind too much yourself, but could I ask you to feel out where your core is? Or rather, the entire starsphere core. You really do know quite a lot, Professor. It is but merely a conjecture. The hit-dead entropics that attacked Jushian had control in a radius over a variety of celestial bodies, and their control appears to be targeting oriented. But you are different. I haven't seen you manipulate the bodies yourself yet, but in the starsphere, their distribution of bodies has completely diverged from Jushian's basic law. Combining that with your methods of locomotion, your control is complete, no? I would think that this entire starsphere is more or less completely within your range of cognizance. As expected of the Professor, what a pleasant surprise. My subconsciousness has been telling me that you possess great might, but that is not quite what I see. So, Professor, I'm very curious about you. Where exactly does this star shine from? I think I can now glimpse inward a little. Well, am I right or not? Haven't I already told you all about this, Professor? This is my dream. Where am I? It shall also be. But tracking down the core you speak of may not be so simple. It is still a very special star. I cannot fully grasp it either. From slumber to awakening, from shattered to fused. Except if it approaches you of its own will, this little spaceship will never chase it down. That makes it troublesome. Though I never expected this whole business to go smoothly. There's a long road ahead. If not even Hubble herself can get a hold of it, that angle of approach becomes less viable. But I suppose we should at least give it a shot. Hubble, could you provide its coordinates? So what if I could? Each and every star in this dream wanders on their own path. By the time you arrived, they are in another place altogether. Hubble is right. Even with the reach of the spaceship's basic sensory system, we can observe celestial bodies moving in ways that do not follow conventional astronomy. Forcibly chasing after something outside of our control is hardly like to yield results. Crap. At least, you have made it into the star sphere. Antonida, don't be so hasty. Let me think. I'm more or less a layman, but since there's the express route of chasing down the entropy core, chances are that there's an original dump way? Do you recall what our original plan was upon returning to Jushian? Collect what Hubble's data fragments might exist and explore the star sphere. Retrieving lost agents? You mean we just proceed as originally planned? Finding Hubble is a pleasant surprise, but we do not need to place all our hopes on her again. What do we have to lose from treating it as a new exploratory venture? Our current progress is no worse than our prior projection. It's okay to relax a little, Antonida. Hubble's back at our side. Fine. In such times we can only use the dump option. First, utilize the spaceship on board, analyzing functions and explore the star sphere properly. Xiano will be finishing with her business soon, and her administrative permissions can help us expand our search radius. Seeing as Hubble still has other data missing, we would better have a good look on her memories in the space here. About that, I think we can ask Hubble. Hubble? She leave? I turn around, intending to inquire Hubble's opinion, only to find her leaning into her seat, hand rests, idle. No, rather than idling, she is more dozing off. Shh, she fell asleep. Just then, while you were talking, she suddenly got sleepy, just like before. The sight is a familiar one. I will always tend to doze off during the somewhat dull operations meetings, and with how easily she felt boredom in her current state, it follows that she would simply fall asleep, with little regard for anything else. Observing her peaceful sleeping countenance, I cannot help but lower my voice. So sweet. Should we give her some time? Speaking of, it's been ages since we have seen Hubble asleep at a meeting. I reminisce soon. Huh? Reminisce? She's awake. Do you reminisce of the past me? Were you not fully asleep? Or did we disturb you? I was asleep. I cannot say I was disturbed either. The border between stupor and lucidity was never well defined. What was I like before? Did I enjoy sleep as much as I do now? I remember so very little. Not quite. It's more like you had no love for those things. That does sound similar. Is that related to the unchanging part? I'm getting curious. Well, have you escaped from the topic of those plans and analyzed? We have, yes. And are about to chase down scattered Starlight. Interested? To collect my data. Will you put me back together? You can understand it as such. Of course. Seeing as this is your choice. Hubble picks up their miniature entropics, giving it a rub, smiling with a lethargic demeanor. There's almost seemed to be more to her words, layers of ambiguity, hiding roots and stems. Sounds interesting. Where will you decide to go then? Your choice, Hubble. They are your memories. Antonina made the search terminal available, and we can use you as a reference point for any scattered data we pick up. No matter where we start, we will end up streaking all over the star sphere, because we still have agents data to retrieve. Then, let's just go to the closest place. Where will it be, I wonder? Oh my god. Guard. Is this... Guard, space station. Then, as we navigate past a prone body sweeping with storms, a red planet wandering where no light drives, and a blue world covered in rolling ocean to reach our destination. An unimpressive thing lies before us. Remnant pieces of space station scraps are piled together in a disorderly heap, surrounded by a guard troop of enterprise agents. Professor, we are here. We have never seen this one before. Looks like a moon, but its orbit is somewhat strange. Let me see. It occupies and rotates on a very special orbit. Appears as if it has placed here on purpose. If observed from a certain static angle, the observer can witness the full scope of lunar phase variations known to humanity within a short period, as well as various astronomical phenomena related to the moon. Probably something I made while I was dreaming. Looks beautiful. Are my memories down there? It appears so. Look, there's an icon on Starsphere monitoring panel. I think it should be right in the middle, beneath that pile of electronic scrap. Shall we descend and have a look now? I think it should be this way. Hubble feels Fresno's hand, affably dragging her towards the cabin door via which she entered. Okay, it kind of way too smoothly. Is there a way that this event, like this whole story, will be just very chill? Is it possible? Wait, Hubble, let me put on PPE and... You mean those? There is no need. Huh? Hubble looks toward the spacesuit and helmet by the exit with confusion in her eyes, gesturing at the outside. There's no need for those hindrances in this dream. But only you can do that. I can't, Hubble. Give me a moment. You can too. Is it a trap? Huh? Huh? You can move in space without any of the protection? That's right. Just like you say, I'm an entropic. This is a dream of my very own. So long as I permit it, it shall come to pass. He's literally hacking the system. still feels strange, even based on the presumption that we are accepting an entropy's wealth unshowing. This is a little bit too outlandish to me. What about the professor? If what you said is true, then maybe the professor can also. Preston tugs at Hubble, and the two contemplate me for a moment. Hubble thinks for a moment, and soon nods. He's about to agree, but Antonida's voice on the other end of the call rings out, with a hint that her patience is at its end. You two will do. If they are gone, who is going to pilot the ship? That little thing that's barely weighed of milk. Hubble looks downwards at the miniature entropy's tear reclining in her lap. The small creature cooperatively clambers onto her shoulder, brandishing its tentacles, and Antonida on the screen, apparently high in spirit. What are you being so smug for? Seriously, whatever. Go get down there. The little guy's staying behind. Don't cause more troubles by running around. Then, let's go, Hubble. Her feelings and obligations are tearing her apart. A faint hint of bitterness spreads through the night. On the planet's surface, a few Enterprise agents patrol around on set tracks. Guard, space station. Guard, data. Professor, we have successfully landed. The soil here is a little soft. Wait, why can we still hear sound? There's a thin air of the surface of each and every planet. It imitates of the Earth. One can only hear their own singing while stargazing. If that is the case, no? This place is built with more rigor than expected. Ahead of us! Fionnuala. Are those the agents we are looking for? Yes. But why are they seemingly guarding Hubble's data? I suspect it's because that Enterprise agents who originally possessed permissions tend to be entangled with special data fragments. The very filing command they receive ought to have been to protect important data. Oh my god. Are those the robots? When we are fighting on Titan, they literally just sacrificed themselves at generator number 4 or so. These agents are still executing their orders, but in their Enterprise status, they cannot distinguish what this data exactly is. Still in a state of bewilderment. Unexpectedly adorable. This degree of interposition. Fionnuala, any chance they can still be retrieved? It's too late. 2 of them are special models, and the space station they were responsible for is still in an inactive state. Space station. Space station. Space station. As if launching onto a keyboard, the previously idly meandering agents all turn to look, not knowing that their space station is long gone and that the world reset button was hit long ago. Those agents still faithfully carry out their duties. Their Enterprise selves still live in a sector not yet reset. Just like Hubble and the Starsphere, they are frozen in the instant mass was neutralized. This interposition. No, none of that means anything now. I saw them when we came across one of the space stations. Will we really have to deal with all of them? The moment interposition sets in, there's no turning back. Those things are decided by their neurostructure, Fresnel. It fills me with regret as well. But we must play our roles. Roll, defend space station. Repel invaders. Repel invaders. The agent seems to have come to a collective agreement. Rather, they are driven by instincts installed in them by anthropization during the desire to protect into belligerence and hostility. They find a new enemy, closing in on Fresnel and Hubble. So this is how it has to go. Looks like we have to. Professor, please command us. I'm here. Battles upon us in a blink of an eye. Hubble only floats off to the side, lazily pursuing her lips. Yeah? Drifting star crumbs are always expectantly charming, even if they are occasionally hindrances, easily pushed to the side when the time comes, though. So, shall we clear out the scrap first? Is Hubble right now really strong? Is she like... She got like power-ups? Yes. Shall we do it together, Hubble? Together? Just like before. Regrettably, I do not recall that either. However, Hubble nonchalantly raises a hand, a telescope unfurling and turning towards their approaching Enterprise agents. In but a moment, peculiar light bursts forth from the planet's surface. As Starlight spirals and swings, the Mandarin agents transform into glowing shards. Crucian, glory! As if they were defending Drushian, even if their compatriots fall one by one, the remaining agents charge towards Hubble without any hesitation, activating their self-destruction sequences. And just like they... Oh my god. They had the same fate when they... It's so sad for those little agents. Explosions flare up, only to be pushed backwards by resurgent air. That will do, right? Without warning, the battle was at an end. Their shattered Enterprise agents slowly disappear at the other planet's surface, just like the star's clumps Hubble spoke of. So that's star scrubs? Still carrying out their orders, even after interposition. Beautiful, no? Was it such an abrupt end to things not to your taste? No, it's this beautiful, till everything is in its end. Fresnel is still a little bit absent-minded with matter coming to an end so quickly. I just can't quite bring myself to do it, Hubble. Work is one thing, and emotions are another. After all, they hung on until the very end for Drushian. These are things we have all seen. Even if I understand our responsibilities on this journey. But if we have you here, then maybe... They? Hubble is clearly confounded. She fingers with Starlight between her fingertips, projecting it towards Fresnel's head. I do not understand. Is this not what you came here for? Why is that you reach the star's very being, but only become more distressed? Fresnel cannot muster up a response in the moment. The Enterprise agent's eagle's face as she instinctively walks forward, removing the upper part of the scrap heap with a light touch. A warm light is nestled beneath, bits and pieces of ambient light connecting it with Hubble. Think we have found it. Is that it? Let me have a look at the instruments. Yeah, that's it. We don't know which part is it exactly, but it is without doubt Hubble's memories. Thanks God that this fragment has not been Enterprise yet, though this is pretty short. There is too little information to cross-check. Hubble tried to absorb it. I will be keeping an eye on things live. Hubble approaches the orb of light curiously, and it slides into her body as if fusing with her. As data flows inwards, images seem to flash up in succession against a backdoor of dim light. This is when the Oasis was invaded. Fight them if you have to, but cherish your dogs. They are innocent. No, bring them along. I hate dogs. Hey, don't argue. Everyone, please follow the shooting star as you fall back. Oh my god, it means we will never see this Hubble again. The lost part of me? I think I recognize. Looks like the memory data took concrete form. If even such a short segment of data can be materialized, then the complete stretch of data ought to be clear. Huh? My head hurts a bit. This is not a good expression, Hubble. Hubble, does the data affect you in any way? It seems temporary, and this is just so short. Oh my god. What happens if she retrieves more data? Hubble blinks repeatedly, returning to normal soon. Spot a shred of stardust, but there certainly is something there. As long as you are fine, it would not be worth murdering your body. In any case, we have two pieces of news. The good news is that with this piece of data for comparison, the analysis system will be able to verify data integrity much faster, and we will be able to work efficiently from now on. Sounds like there's some bad news waiting for us. The bad news is that we must move as fast as possible from now on and prioritize more complete piece of data. Just then, the rate at which this star sphere is enterprised increased, and the scattered Enterprise agents are likely to become stronger as well. If things continue, I worry that Hubble's remaining memory data will be enterprised and desynthesized too. What? The Hit Dead program enterprised a planet from the inside out, and we cannot directly observe which planet are slightly changing. By the time we receive a signal, the transformation is always already in progress. Something even finished. So that's what caused Drusian to be thrown into jeopardy? The star sphere is even more dangerous than expected. Please be cautious. I'm worried that by the time you find a part of the data, it will be far too gone. Antonida unravels an information panel informing us that the star sphere inner regions were changing at unimaginable rates. The speed of interposition. Hubble, we're running out of time. We need to leave right now. Huh? Why are you such in a rush? Is interposition not a good thing? Oh my god, don't speak like this. It gives me a little bit uneasy, makes me uneasy. There might be obstructive star lamps that must be removed. But if I was never enterprised, I would never be able to do all of this. No? We cannot allow your interposition to continue, Hubble. The road is not one that can be controlled. If you stray too far, we will lose you for good. Fresnel, interposition was always a most delightful, eternal affair. Just that you cannot yet experience it. No, don't speak like this. What can I see now is no less than a new world. Even though hostile towards interposition, but always so cordial towards an enterprised me. Your thoughts are as difficult to fathom as a bottomless shard of stars. In your eyes, just what is differences between me and those enterprise bounds of destructions? I don't see you that way. The air grows heavier. I interject. You're not the same. It is precisely because you are different from those entropics that Fresnel cares so much. I'm the same way. Huh? You don't agree, Professor? What draws the line between entropics and friend? Even since I meet you, I have been contemplating this question. But at last, when dealing with you, we will always be your friends. I know you have doubts, but we can slowly seek those answers together. While we are in that process, I would ask you to contemplate our emotions as well. How dazzling. I must be feeling the gravity of a star. Professor, you truly are hefty. Hefty? Gravity is determined by mass. A professor that has a very special pull must have stunning mass too. With gravity like an alien star. Professor, you must have an instance where you incline towards collapse too, right? But as Professor says, we can take it slow. Hubble turns around, lightly caressing Fresnel's hair, flicking the stardust, embedding in her hair into the air. Every star must meet its end eventually, after all. The same goes for this one. Are you still sad? Sorry, Hubble. Looks like I really hit your heart. In what remains of my memories, you don't seem like that sort of person. I'm not sure why, but I would rather not see you in such poor spirits. Is there anything I can do to make you happy? I ought to have been the one doing that for you, but I must have messed up. What does it matter? Let me think. How about we continue our scavenge hunt? Break down those pieces of important data, like you originally hoped. If memories tend to float and mender like their subconsciousness does, I would wager that they are gathered around astronomical marvels. Fresnel raises her hand, finding Hubble's smiling face in her view. On the vast canvas behind her, a comet flickers in the faraway distance. Damn! She's the comments about like, hey, interposition is not that bad and stuff, and sadly you cannot experience it too. All of this making me so worried about the future of Hubble, Dark Star Hubble. Part 7. Absorbing recollections. She is bound by the memories that belongs to her. She can scent the fragrance of the past, but not see into it. There it is, Professor. You have coughed up. Theoretically, that would be impossible. However, in this place, common sense might well be the first thing you ought to discard. This is truly unbelievable. We chased after a comet and successfully hovered on top of it. I did not think it was possible either. When the professor suggested it, I was surprised as you. This is not the real world. After all, if Hubble wills it, chances are it would be harder to find something we can't do. If the alien star influence was to proliferate and Starlight to coalesce more, perhaps that will be true. I do hope so that it is true. We haven't caught sight of your interposition core yet, but this progress would certainly be worse. Besides, we have the help of the sector's administrator Xionu. If the signals are true, there are Enterprise agents here too, yes? Correct, but the situation is different. A comet structure is quite different. With the interference of the comet's tail, it is difficult for us to observe their exact position. It would be better for you to prioritize locating their memory data. We have collected some scraps on the way here, but it's far from enough. The surface of the comet's core bears a very complete set of memory data, likely a segment very important to Hubble. Interposition is still ticking away, protecting it well. We will. You sure are enthusiastic, Fresnel. Hubble, please. Man, she's so indifferent to everything we do. It is not often that we get to see such splendid sights, shall we? Hubble grabs Fresnel's hand, descending from the spaceship, as if going on a leisurely stroll. No support, no tether, no instruments, quietly drifting through space, till they are submerged in the comet's hazy light. Wait, this responses. Professor, hold on. You're going to be stuck in by the materialized memory data. Another memory bubble. Ah, no good. Running out of operands. If this continues, before I find the neural cloud sector. Purge mission in progress. Irregular agent detected. They found me. Croc, 12 o'clock. Aegis shield. It is the first time we meet Hubble. Numerous irregular agents detected. Simo, covering fire. Sol, break through the original planned direction. The relented centifiers have their attention drawn away. Hubble breaks away in a sorry state and is met with a series of strange figures. We have finally found it. Persicalia, we will patch Hubble up a bit. Will do, Professor. Don't worry, I will administrate operands right away. Thanks, Godness. Hubble state does not seem too bad. You are? It's good to see you. Well, Hubble. The battle will be soon over. and you will be safe. Oh, I have forgotten the self-introduction. I am the Exile's current leader, the Oasis Professor. You can call me the Professor. This is when the Oasis had just been established, and we were still searching for our allies. We had just searched out Hubble's locations and moved to rescue her. That the meeting, huh? Looks like a rather messy affair, but the professor was reliable even back then. With the enemies with the Centifiers. Are the Centifiers enemy, not Entropics? Why were we fighting? Was I an Entropic back then as well? I don't get it. Okay, I think this is Hubble's inner thoughts. Professor, today inspections reports are complete. Seems like there was a time skip. Thank you, Hubble. Has life at the Oasis been agreeable for you? Better than imagined. Operance occasionally runs short, but it certainly is preferable to roaming the null zones. I'm occasionally troubled though. Omeo stars are kept away, but the auspicious ones are scattered too. Professor, could I request additional fieldwork time? Please be assured, I won't do anything out of line. Don't push yourself so, Hubble. If my assumptions are correct, you are going to look for Fresnel, right? We have picked up some signals recently that we suspect to be related. I have faith we will find her soon. Thanks goodness for that. Thank you, Professor. Perhaps I have presented myself as far too impulsive. Professor, do you not think my motives are selfish? The data seems to become somewhat damaged and disorganized. The memory's visualization ripples like the surface of water. Professor? I remember back then, during this conversation, my answer was, it's a good thing to be selfish at times. The vast majority of people here have a variety of personal desires. People they are attached to, things they bind sentiment to. This is well and good, Hubble. Finding those we have lost and reuniting the home we had once. This is why the exiles are gathered here. Is that so? The more we interact, the more you drift from what I imagine you to be, Professor. What did you think of me be like? I shall leave that secret with the stars for now. In truth, apart from worrying about lost friends, I'm truly lost. In Magracia, there's no real night or day, no inscriptions of time as the heavens stereotype. At first, it was merely losing touch with the rhythm of life we had in reality. And then, I even lost my original meaning in life. I don't know what I can truly do, save for elementary daily tasks. Can I really still call myself an astronomy researcher? Perhaps it is not proper to have such outpourings at you, Professor. My apologies. Don't worry, I understand your perplexity, Hubble. Perhaps we can find meaning and enjoyment in life anew. Say, is there no heavens that turns about us? Why can't we create them? Create them? This is how we are so thrive in the cloud. Hubble, perhaps you haven't realized yet. Only in the cloud we can paint the world however we desire with operands. There are of course certain rules we must obey by, but many things are much simpler to achieve compared to reality. You mean to say? If there's no sky, why not speak to May? We can adjust operant distribution in the weather system, introduce phenomena to weather, and simulate the real world night sky. In the others, as long as you know what the real sky looks like, we can replicate it, even change it to whatever we feel like. If we simply follow the day-night cycle, we can put a starry sky above the others, perhaps even more beautiful than the real one. Sounds not bad at all. A hint of longing leaps up in Hubble's eyes. She fiddles with the miniature planets at her fingertips and follows my train of thoughts. Perhaps I could even build a special room for experimenting the environment of space, allowing everyone to experience what spacewalking feels like. I always wished to wander among the stars. You can make the wish in reality. You literally make this wish also in reality right now. Whether spacewalking to your heart's desire, or tweaking a starry sky however you want. Whether you are lucid or lost in a chaos dream. I see now. That's fantastic. This way, maybe I will be able to realize some of the things I have never chanced to do at Dr. Wera's side. Dr. Wera? I recall from your files that she was your employer. Yes, and she taught me a great many things. Without her help, my first novel would not have come into existence so quickly. And it was that novel that? Professor? Wait. And it was that novel that? Which novel? Wake up, stop watching that. No! The data that comes after soon becomes interspans with status, and the visualized memory steers. That has a sense of reflection, and its pulse soon begin to fade, and I gradually return to my senses. In the comment's icy tail, Hubble and Fresnel's figures fade in and out of view, and they seem to remain immersed in the data link wonders. Professor, you're finally awake. Listen to me. This piece of memory data is far too large, and began to reflow the moment Hubble approaches. All three of you were stuck in at first, but thankfully you got free pretty quickly. There's little time to talk. The Enterprise agent signal have already appeared. They're almost on you. Oh my god. So we got attacked by this. Oh, somehow this chapter feels very quick. Part 8. Commentary Afterglow. Comments might be hunks of cotton candy. They're just spoonful of nebular memories that are as fluffy as a flower. Fresnel! I'm here, Confusion is evident in Fresnel's voice, and she evidently has only just attained a hold on herself. Hubble still recycling the data. We will have to fight off the Enterprise agents. Right now? Got it! Fresnel is clearly not quite aware of the situation, but she calms herself quickly and takes a defensive state. Entropics emerge one by one from the icy mist. The agents originally responsible for guarding the data are now eroded vectors. Purple Starlight, streaked with black, surge towards with them, quickly linking with the cold, gentle light radiating from Hubble. Hubble! Deal with the agents first. The two forces crash as light and shadows interact. I leave the spaceship combat modules in Xionu's hand, so she may support Fresnel and direct the flow of battle. A dense horde of Entropics rushes in, and in the midst of them is a familiar form. Belka? Aren't you already? Data important. Oh, don't do this to us. That's not Belka. That's just unit of the same model. Okay. Preston grabs my words and quickly scattered the ground of Enterprise agents. You get it. Hubble, please, quickly. Preston takes to look, finding that Hubble still remained in her hazy, dreamlike state. Varied and bizarre images from her memories encircle her until they are eaten away by entropy. Professor, do you think this is suitable? I'm no professional in astronomy, so I can hardly give you any immediate advice. That's not a problem at all. I happen to seeking someone outside of the field's opinion, seeing as their simulation room will be open to the entirety of the others. Since that's the case, with their internal furnishings, shouldn't we do something with the interactive parts of the rest area? Integrative design. A fine line of thinking. Thank you, Professor. Oh, also... unknown word? Why does it word hidden? Oh. Between entropic whispers, memory data slowly melts away. Oh, Persicaria? Professor, I hear that Fresnel's position has been searched out. We have assembled a support squad currently, so I sent you a message. Will you be coming? Of course. When she gets back here, I will take her myself to see the cosmosphere I put together with my own hands. Finally, unknown, we have been preparing for unknown. Soul is also back here. Whoa, friend. I will definitely... Oh, we're losing data. Everything is disappearing. Everything is being devoured. I bring the spaceship to an extremely low altitude, warding Hubble alongside Fresnel, protecting the data, protecting those memories that would be tampered with. But amid the comet's ice and snow, the dust and mist, it would avail a little. Professor, I can't get the lock. Fresnel, towards the sun. It's that agent's leading the group. Explosion. The beam of light crisscross as the spaceship cannon and Fresnel's attacks land on the same faraway target. Target destroyed! The agent resembling Belka is stopped in their tracks. Its dimmed screen flashes twice, still managing to activate its self-destruction sequence. Its last promise to Jushian. Even if nothing was the same. Oh, is it finally done? Are you alright, Hubble? Does the Neurocloud sector really exist? Thanks goodness. Here. It's Hubble. It's me. But why is... I don't know what's happening. It's me. Wrapped in dark purple light, Hubble opens her eyes. Is this what I have lost? How do you feel, Hubble? My head still hurts a little, though it's a little easier to receive the data this time. It is because this data has already been entropized, like broken starlight, beautiful to the eye too. The last shard of light flows into her body. She seems to have become more dangerous and more unfathomable. Was it all entropized? A part. Some of it lost, some of it changed, and I have no idea what. Hubble nonchalantly blinks a few times, smiling and grabbing Fresnel's hand. Like this? We have had yet another reunion. The first reunion we had in the cloud is now mine as well. Isn't that romantic? Your memories! Why? Why? Is it not delightful to tweak the orbits again? Why? I didn't quite get. The first reunion we had in the cloud. Now mine as well. The comet's surface after the battle is thoroughly empty, and the destroyed Entropix agents fade into nothingness. Fractured rubble scatters, disappearing into space wasteness. Hubble, you might not really understand right now. I don't want to lose you, not again. Lose me? But am I not right here? That is me? Those scattered bits are mere nebulae we can fidget with whatever we feel. But we clearly had the chance to find more. I have been a bit down for a while. I can't stop myself from thinking about what more I can do for you. And I have only found that what I can do when I meet you again. The fact that you can stay and remain your current form means that things are not as bad as we imagine. Perhaps if we just try hard enough, we will have the you that we are familiar with back. But I miss you, Hubble. I do not understand. The original me is the original me. A distinct entity that is not the current me. If I am indeed the same star as her, why do you show such a regretful expression? Those who observe stars always fixate on their primordial brilliance and cannot see their current state. The stories of the past are like this comet's tale, the twilight left by melting ice and snow of negligible mass. Do you see the current me, or the twilight of the has-been Hubble? No. Fresnel shakes her head, recovering from their interrogative fusillade, grabbing onto only the most important words. No, Hubble, it's not what you are thinking. Huh? The old Hubble has never disappeared, not once. Every trace of the past is worth hunting down. Even a passing star left behind a trail of light. That's what you taught me. What you have done for us. What you have bought us. What you have sacrificed and given. It all makes up your trail. That trail does not extinguish so easily. Fresnel grips Hubble hands tightly, tears in her eyes. Let's go back to the ship, Hubble. We will go talk to the professor, figure out where to go next. We will go collect the data and put you back together. We will keep you in one piece. Is that your decision too? Then, as you wish, Fresno. I shall be reconstructed and return to how I should be. Yeah. Okay, this is the end for part 2. It's a very emotional chapter. Let's just hope that the last part, the last 4 sub-chapters will be smoothly and have a happy ending. I think we deserve happy ending at some times. So thank you for watching, listening. I wish you a good day, night, afternoon. And see you on part 3 of this event.